Ashley Bartley demoralized her opponents. Madison made my day. That's all. Says Tosa. And that is all. And of course, we are up on youtube.com/smooth981FM. You can find us streaming live right now using that hashtag lockerroom981. And of course, you can actually, what do we have? Olembe Stadium? What's
yes. Yeah, so we'll talk about the Olympus Stadium, and we're coming to that story right after this story that is about to upset you.
This one? This one. That's one. Okay. Let's talk about that. So Moses Simon, right? He has spoken. He spoke at this press conference. He after Nigeria was defeated at the AFCON 20.
That's it.
Okay, so he said, we all worked hard. It was unfortunate that things didn't go our way. And the quote here says, Nigerians should be hopeful because our hope is to go to the World Cup and win. I didn't say that. He said, that's the thing that can gladden our hearts and lift our spirits. I believe that we'll do everything within our powers to be at the World Cup.
Okay, so I don't understand what he's saying. He's promising us World Cup ticket that ideally you should be getting. Because you can't use that to placate us for AFCON title that we've all been waiting for. We've already had dreams of the cup coming to Nigeria. Some of us have shown us Shrebi that we'll wear on the day. Some of us have jollof rice people number that they would have made so that they will not eat this jollof rice. And now you're not telling us that you compensate up with the World Cup ticket that you were supposed to get originally.
If the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of the World Cup now would have been better, but we know that
No, this is not compensation. You cannot give us World Cup ticket as compensation. You have to give us World Cup as compensation.
Oh, wow.
How can you compensate?
What
are you talking about? How can they work? Yes. You can't compensate for one trophy with a ticket to another tournament. You have to be going to tournaments. That one is compulsory.
Oh, wow.
Look into my eyes.
I've looked. You and Moses Simon together with beating people. How dare he say he will compensate us with tickets? We don't want tickets. We want World Cup.
Will even still be in the same form? That's another thing.
Look, I don't care what he says. You know, when he says he'll get us World Cup ticket, that World Cup ticket is is our birthright. He doesn't know yet. Yeah, he's not Nigerian. Hasn't he been a Nigerian fan before? He shouldn't be compensating us with what we already have. This is our World Cup ticket that he must get, especially with the fact that we're playing against Ghana. Because Ghana cannot show me on social media. Not a second time. So
not after what we did.
Yeah. So dear Super Eagles, in case you didn't know, it is compulsory for you to beat Ghana twice.
Please.
And go to the World Cup.
We can't handle it.
Exactly. That's not compensation.
We just can't.
That's a must do.
This for our lives and our livelihoods. Exactly. We're begging you.
Compensate us by going to by reaching the quarterfinal or semi-final.
Something.
As
long as we shall pass Ghana. All right, moving on now. The Africa Cup of Nations quarterfinal, due to be held at the Olembe Stadium on Sunday, will be moved. This is after a fatal crush happened outside the grounds on Monday. Now, at least 8 people were killed, 38 injured, as fans struggled to get access to the match between hosts Cameroon and Comoros in Yaoundé. So, we have the CAF president, Patrice Motsepe, who said there were deficiencies, weaknesses, failures, things that should have been foreseen.
Okay, yeah. So more stories came out. So after it started before the game between Cameroon and Comoros. So you remember what, because of the COVID protocols in place, hey, I see my YouTube people. Hola.
Hey guys, what's up?
Because of the COVID protocols that were in place, the stadium wasn't supposed to be filled more than 80% capacity. Now there were already people in the stadium, and about 50,000 people wanted to enter. The stadium is a 60,000 capacity stadium, so there were already going to be too many people. Now, however, the people that were in charge of security now went to lock one gate that people should be walking through, and just to try and cut down the number. That's how people started climbing over the fence on live TV in front of the world.
I mean, we've been here before, but okay.
Yeah, yes. Africans just jumping over the fence, just trying to get into the stadium to support the Indomitable Lions. And I understand wanting to support, wanting to support your team, but around the Olembe Stadium, there are many spots you can watch this thing and still have the camaraderie of other fans with you. And then, of course, because of the protocol, I keep saying this to Africans.
People were climbing lights.
Yeah, I remember people climbing lights. So I don't know what to say, but again, very bad behavior, climbing over the fence into the stadium. There was a stampede and 8 people died, including one 8-year. Well, they said she was 6 years old before. Now we're hearing that it's one 8-year-old girl and one 14-year-old child that died.
Wow.
And a lot 8 people seriously injured, a lot of people in the hospital. So really, really bad news coming out of Cameroon. So all the good work that Cameroon did on the on the pitch to qualify for the quarters was dampened by the fact that lives were lost
Yeah.
on the day. So really sad one. But yeah, so I think Dr. Matsope was really upset. He was like, why is this gate locked when it should have been open? At least if people could walk through here, we won't
Yeah,
have
there'll be
death.
like a troll of people in the stadium.
Yeah, but you see, at the same time, there still needs to be some cordoning off before we even get to the stadium. So there are different levels of protocols that were breached before people start climbing fence. For people to be able to climb the fence, that
Obviously,
means they've breached
something down the
That's my
line.
they've
argument.
breached several levels of security. And I know you want to say people should be responsible, and I agree that people should be responsible. But at the same time, because you are the local organizing committee, you just also make sure that there's security in place.
They should have set up screens all across the stadium
Just
that people should
do.
see, as opposed to going into the stadium itself.
Well, look, people wanted to get in the stadium, but that's what I was telling you now. I said there were too many fan centers around
Oh,
for them to, but they just wanted to get into the stadium, which is why you set up the security checkpoints several levels before they get to the point where they can access to climb fence.
I hope they do learn from
Uh,
this
No
one.
Hollywood action movie will tell you that you have to have the lines of defense.
Yeah, so
that it goes
really,
from 1,000 to 10.
really, really tricky situation there, but they're sorting it out. On the field of play, though, Comoros gave a really good account of themselves. They had to play the game without a regular goalkeeper. They used their left back
Oh, wow.
as a goalkeeper. Yes, because two of their goalkeepers tested positive for COVID before the game, and the third one was in their third choice goalkeeper was injured. Now we are hearing that the first choice goalkeeper actually tested negative on the morning of the match.
Yeah, but
But
they had to do a second test.
they still said he had to isolate for 5 days, which is waiting time, which is tricky to me because for the Algeria match, the Tunisia match against Nigeria, you remember when 11 of their players tested positive?
Yes.
The morning of the match, a few players tested negative and
they
they're
still
allowed to
them
play. So
They
so
should
why did we
rescind that
change
match.
the
We
rules
should
for
play that match
Comoros?
again.
So somebody was now bringing out number of the countries that have played against Cameroon and the number of players that have tested positive just before the games. No, I don't think Cameroon is playing hanky-panky there, but yeah, a really tricky situation that needs to be resolved. On the other hand, Malawi, also another debutant to this competition, really gave Morocco a good run for their money, but at the end of the day, the quality team won.
All right. Let's move on to the next story. Should we talk about Martial or talk about Senegal? Okay, so Senegal, unconvincing Senegal beat Cape Verde to reach the quarterfinals. So Senegal claimed a 2-0 victory over Cape Verde in the 2021 African Cup of Nations, last 16 match at the, in Cameroon, basically on Tuesday evening. Now, goals from Sadio Mane and Bamba Dieng inspired the Lions of Teranga to a victory, which earned a tournament favorite to spot in the quarterfinals. But the Blue Sharks crashed out of the competition.
Yes, so now the reason this match was chosen was for the spectacular things that happened during the match. Now it's no news that apart from the Morocco Malawi game, every single match in the round of 16 had at least a red card. Now some of those red cards, a lot of people could have contested the red cards, saying that that some of them shouldn't have been given. I don't think so. I think some of them should have been given. But the one that was shocking yesterday was the head collision between goalkeeper and Sadio Mane. So first of all, yeah, there's an aerial ball hanging in the air. Goalkeeper runs to get the aerial ball. Sadio Mane runs to get the aerial ball. So it's a 50-50 ball. Goalkeeper is outside his 18-yard box, so he can't use his hand. So he puts his hands by his side, but lifts with his head to try and get the ball. Sadio Mane knows that if he reaches the ball, that ball was not going to run goal. But if he reaches the ball first and they foul him, they will get
Penalty.
the foul. No, it was not a penalty. It was outside the 18-yard box. They will get the foul. So he too puts his head into, and both players had a head-on collision. Of course, the Cape Verde goalkeeper Vozinha is his name, stands up and he wants to play game. But as he stands up, the world shifted under his feet, and he was groggy. So they held him back, and immediately the team doctor on Cape Verde signals to the coach that he should make the substitution. The goalkeeper didn't want to go off. He still thought he still wanted to play, but the team doctor insisted with the referee that you had to take him out for concussion. Now, As he's sitting down on the side of the pitch trying to get himself together, the referee goes and looks at VAR and gives him a red card. So a person contesting for an aerial ball without using his elbow, without using his hands, what exactly is he guilty of? What dangerous play is he guilty of? None. But the referee looks at it and gives it a red card. Shocking decision. But that was not the end of the shocker. The shocker was that as groggy as Sadio Mane looked and as badly as he fell and hit his head on the floor, the referee allowed him to stay on the pitch. With the new concussion rules in place, he shouldn't be on the pitch. He stayed on the pitch. He scored a goal immediately after because by this time, Cape Verde had been reduced to 9 men. He scored a goal. After he scored a goal, he now said, "You know what? I'm seeing 2-2. Come and substitute me." Before he went off the pitch, and for me, that was just irresponsible of everybody involved.
Even the team doctor,
the team doctor, the match commissioner, everybody involved. It was responsible of you to let Sadio Mane stay on the pitch, regardless of what it was. So really, really bad situation. But I hope that CAF is looking at this and they're going to make some changes for the better for 2023 because this officiating this year has been a lot more questionable than necessary.
All right, and that is all we have time for inside the locker room, except for this message from Ogundare Falarin, who says Gambia have been a superb team with lesser known players and a small squad. They're giving me joy big time. Wishing them all the best.
I agree with you.
All right, that's that. Make sure you catch Tega Tiger at Tega Supreme, actually, up on social media. Yeah, and you can tackle her on all the sporting stories that we didn't get a chance to get through, but you know what was what. All right, coming up is really, really great music that we have lined up for you because, of course, this is Smooth 98.1. We love music and we love life.
Okay.